All right, so good morning, hello, and welcome. Thank you for joining us. I am Kimberly Heiser, the Senior Marketing Manager here at the John Roberts Company, and we have a wealth of information we want to share with you today. So thank you for being here, and I'm really looking forward to what we're going to be talking about today. So first of all, I should mention, I know this is not an ideal presentation mode, but we're going to be showing a video in a few minutes, and Zoom is not liking it when I use another mode. So we have to do it this way. I hope it's not too distracting and that you can just, focus in on the information we're going to share and it'll be okay. So our agenda, we're going to talk about the science of haptics, the 2023 John Roberts calendar, how it was made from concept to final product, and then some very interesting, timely information about a USPS promotion that's going to be running soon. You're going to want to know about it. And then finally, another big announcement. This is the first time it's being announced. And so something that's going on here at John Roberts, and we just wanted to make you guys the first in the know to hear about this. So haptics, in other words, the science of touch. It's one of the five senses that dictates how we perceive the world around us, and it's important in the marketing of your brand or product. In our fingertips alone, there are thousands of receptor types, so that when we touch something, it's miraculous, really. It runs up our arm, that sensory feel up our arm to our brain stem, and then functions and separates into our brain in just a moment, a second of time, less than a second of time. And it's important because it's how we interpret the world around us, and especially whatever we're holding. When touch, especially touch, is used in our branding effort, it can have a longer lasting impression of the brand and thus generate more lead opportunity. That's what, our marketing practices are all about, leading to more sales of whatever it is you're representing. The more intrigue a marketing piece generates, the more impactful. When we marry two or more of our senses together in a piece, the impression is even stronger and longer lasting. So if you've ever picked up a mail piece or a package and took note of how it feels in your hand, then you understand the power of sensory marketing. Manufacturers get it too. That's why tactile information like the famous contour of a Coca-Cola bottle or the texture burlap packaging of Marfa brand soaps are unique and memorable. Some also incorporate smell, as in the scented varnish packaging by Glade and Tide, while others rely on color. When you think of UPS, what color comes to mind? Of course, the famous brown. Or I don't know about the rest of you, but I get pretty excited when my husband hands me that robin egg blue packaging. I know Tiffany's has got something really nice on the inside of that package, right? So it's important because it has a super impact on how we perceive the information within our senses. Okay, so let's move on. Sensory marketing. Again, it creates a memorable experience for our customers. Smell, touch. There is so much data available. I've been doing a lot of research on my own, and I've listed some of the studies that we're going to be just touching today, but there's so much out there. We're starting to understand how important this really is in our marketing efforts. So why direct mail and packaging? Well, I don't know about you, but for me, I'm a little wore out following the pandemic with online ads and, anything online, email, ads, that kind of thing. It's like we're just clicking through it to get through it as fast as we can. So kind of a unique opportunity in a window of time that we're in right now is to be able to get a direct piece into the client's hands so that they have that, it's an exciting opportunity so that they have a chance, right, to become more familiar with your brand or product by holding and touching something that's going to create a lasting impression with them. In a minute, we're going to be looking at a video, and I'm super excited about this because it's our John Roberts team of experts talking about how we put together the 2023 calendar. And you're going to want to see this, so hold tight. That's coming in just a few minutes. But sensory marketing involves implementing a campaign that appeals to, again, our audience 5 senses: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. Think about, for instance, researchers have discovered that feeling warmth can drive a person to conform. In the same way, opening a Hershey's Kiss, for example, and hearing the foil sound as you open it elicits these positive emotions that the customer associates with happiness and comfort, thus transforms an ordinary piece of chocolate into a special experience. Another very interesting study out of Yale. I think this is so powerful. So they took 2 groups of people. One group held a cold beverage. The other group held a warm beverage. When a stranger would walk into the room, now they're a stranger, they've not talked to them, they don't know their name, they don't know anything about them, but the stranger walks into the room, the group holding the warm beverage see that stranger as kinder, generous, and more caring. Our bodies are so amazing, and our senses work together to shape our perspective on weighty matters that affect our life. Here's another really interesting example. So research has shown that adding scent to a mailer dramatically increased research subjects' ability to remember the brand and other details, whereas those given unscented pieces experienced a 73% decline in the information they could recall only 2 weeks later. Subjects given scented mailers experienced a decline of only 8%. Wow, that pretty much tells the story. So as promised, we're going to run a video now, and it's, we've not ever done it quite like this before, so I'm super excited for you to hear and see from the people that are actually behind the scenes putting our calendar together. And just know, I'd love to be able to interview everybody in the company because everybody has a role to play pretty much in putting that calendar together. But the people you're going to see today, just know that behind them are teams of people that come together to execute on your project, whatever it is. It's not just, 4 or 5 people doing this. We have teams dedicated to making sure that your final product is exactly what it should be. So enjoy this, and I'll be back in just a minute.
This is Emily Schultz, the Vice President of Client Services at John Roberts. And I'm Marnie Janisich, President of John Roberts. And we're here to talk a little bit about the behind the scenes of the calendar. So Marnie, you've been working on the calendar since 2017. We've done a lot of different themes. I'm very excited about this one. A lot of really fun effects in here. How do you start to even come up with a concept? Or what do you look for?
The biggest thing that I look for is something that will allow for a variety of uses. Figuring that this is a gift, not a marketing piece, and looking for something that people would be comfortable having on their wall throughout the year, even if you don't like all the images. We hope that everybody likes at least a few of the images. So variety is the biggest thing, themes that will allow for a variety of different. So the nice thing with this, even though it's not a marketing piece. There are some really cool techniques that are used, and I know Scott Zorn and his team are going to talk more in detail about how they do what they do. Is there certain things you look for in the images themselves when you're looking for techniques? I really pull Scott Zorn into a lot of those. I've learned through the years what images will work well with techniques for the most part, but usually I'll have like a couple options and I'll kind of go through with him. Once I have the theme down and kind of an idea of the images, I'll kind of pull Scott in and go through which ones will work best. Something really cool that we're doing this year is the charity for each of the departments. You want to talk a little bit about that? Yeah, it kind of came up in a brainstorming session with you and Scott Zorn, but throughout every year, John Roberts donates money to different charities. Usually we get requests from employees or clients or people in the community. And it's just never really been organized or planned. And I was kind of talking about that with you guys. And we kind of came up with the idea of incorporating all of our employees into deciding what charities we donate to. And that's kind of what came with the voting and the contest. So the premise behind it, each month has a QR code that anyone who receives a calendar can scan, and you can vote for one of 3 charities. Multiple departments are teaming up to raise money for the charities that they pick. At the end of the year, John Roberts will contribute extra money to the charities that raise the most votes and the department that raised the most money. So it's really exciting and fun, and it's going to be a good friendly competition for everybody. And it's amazing how much feedback we actually get from people who receive it, how much they like, techniques and the fact that you can reference it back of it, how you built it, right? So they can replicate it. And that's why I really try and focus on the fact that it's a gift. It's not everything was they want to be talking to.
I'm Scott Zorn, I'm the VP of Operations at Gun.
Andy Esby, press operator, town hall press room manager.
It takes months to pick pictures. We have specified money that to do techniques like this, we have to have contrast, we have to have dark images, sharp lines. So when Marty is done picking 25, 30 pictures, then it's in my court to narrow it down to what's going to hold techniques. It's not always my say what techniques we do. I mean, I have drawn Andy, Paul, management into this because my vision now has to be put on a piece of paper.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things that you've done, like simple here as rubberized coating. Use different BCMs for the different thickness of the coating on, and the more you put on, and it feels cool. And you got motion varnish here, which gives that cooled up when you move the sheet, kind of makes the sunburst, just makes the images pop and look really cool. Like the same thing with the plane here.
We're known for techniques. That's what we do here at John Roberts. And by doing this over and over and over again, when the pictures show up, we already know in our head, hey, that's gonna probably be the best image for rubber coating. This may be the best image for soft touch and gloss coating or motion coating because you want to create contrast with the snow in the background. As far as this, it's a very dark image. What could we do to it? Well, we actually made the tarmac feel like a tarmac. We highlighted line right in the asphalt to create texture. So again, it's not that we try and press, trial and error and pull it off. We already have the vision in our head and doing it over and over again and trusting what these guys can do. We already know what we're the press. Now we do discuss things beforehand to say, hey, how many passes is this going to be to press, or what kind of channel can I get into? Because my mind, I'm going to run with it, for us to just dump anything we possibly can on a sheet of paper. It creates texture, feel, smell. I'm going to do it, but I do rely on the pressmen because they're the ones that still have to put the sheet through the press.
Coming here and seeing what we can do with the knowledge we have with the techniques, and the skill level we have with the operators, equipment we have, it really all comes in very, very nicely. So that's what's so unique about this calendar. It's really kind of special. We don't necessarily do trial and error, but there have been occasions where on this particular image here, we did a soft touch on the monkey, which felt great. But then we did a highlight with, I believe, the eyes
we left the face and the hands, with a varnish, and it almost like it was just dumped on a sheet. It didn't look real. So we did go back in and recreate it in place, so we're gonna do site out to just optional.
So with the knowledge that we have and with the skill level and the equipment again that we have, you can take a look at it and say, you know what, that's just not what we're looking for. That's not working. And then you go back and you try something different. So and I think that's the only thing to get that out there. It looks much better. To me, that's one of my favorite images. Quite honestly, it's pretty cool. With the silver underlaying, yeah, we underlay silver underneath the monkey itself, but bring out the highlights. Very, very cool.
So we try to incorporate pretty much every technique that we do on the press within our calendar, so customers know when it's available. We have grid, we have motion go, we have soft touch.
Scented varnishes are awesome. The lavender one here is really, it's really strong. It's really kind of unique.
You know, and this year, I started playing around with the 3D varnish and the foil. The cover was created with the idea that Marty wanted me to put glitter varnish on it. Well, glitter varnish would have took away from the word sparkle and stuff. It would have just looked like I threw it on a sheet. But by me adding foil where the stars are and just adding little spots of silver within the sparkle, you move it around, it creates its own look. One of the things we've done in the past and we're getting really good at and we're getting comfortable with is overall soft touches with coatings on top. Soft touch, water-based soft touch, we can lay that down on a sheet and then we can pretty much put anything on top of it, whether it's ink varnishes, 3D varnish, oils, to create more of that dimensional.
Hi, I'm Mark Bordeaux. I'm a finishing manager at John Roberts. I'm Chad Carpenter and I'm the bindery manager at John Roberts. Anytime that we have a piece that has special effects on it, in any case, whether from printing through the whole process, in our processes, we take a look at it and we take special care of the piece so that when we trim it, as simple as trimming, we look at it and say, okay, we can't put that much pressure on the piece. So the clamps or the guillotine cutters are impacting the piece and how they're impacting the piece. We may take smaller lifts, release the pressure, but we have to take special care of the product when we are producing it, or it will damage the special effects and the overall impact of the piece.
We have people that have been here forever that they just know looking at the piece, you know, they can take it, look at it and say, hey, I gotta release pressure so I'm not damaging the foil stamping, I'm not damaging the smell effect, I'm not damaging anything.
Here's to a 2023 that sparkles.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Again, they're the experts kind of behind the scenes, and we couldn't do what we do without all of them. So that was really special. Thank you to everyone that participated in putting that together. So we're going to just fly through a few slides here. I just want you to know that we can enhance almost any job you have with print techniques. Here are some. This is not all of them. We have a lot at our disposal. And so get with your rep and let's talk through what makes sense for your product or mailer or whatever packaging, whatever it is you have. And we have a solution for you. Here are just some of the things. Again, it takes technology. We're constantly, our leadership is invested in making good quality decisions in terms of investment in technology, software. Of course, that means training. You know, the presses aren't magic in and of themselves. Our people are constantly being trained and brought up to the latest and greatest techniques and updates that the machinery and pieces can do. Packaging. We're doing some really cool things this year with packaging, and it will make a difference. You know, when your customer receives whatever you're getting into their hands, the packaging is a big deal, and we can help you with that. So I'm not going to take a lot of time. They did a really nice job talking through some of the pages. Just know one thing I wanted to quickly talk about, and they mentioned it in the video, but just again, at the very back of the calendar, all of the techniques for each page are listed out. So we're not leaving you to kind of guess and shoot in the dark, trying to figure out what it is. everything is listed out at the back of the calendar. So go there for the special effects. And here again, showing you what exactly they did. And again, just talking about pass one, what happened, and on the second pass. You know, the interesting thing is we're, as we've talked about, starting to recognize how strongly the senses affect the deepest parts of our brain. And so little things, you know, I've started thinking about, why does wine taste better in a wine glass than a water glass? Why is an ad showing a piece of cake more engaging when the fork is placed to the right of the cake? Little things. Why does this, here's a good one. Why does the smell of cinnamon make a heating pad seem to work better? Well, we're knowing that when we marry two or more senses together, it amplifies the experience and it makes it congruent. Because cinnamon suggests warmth, it enhances a heating pad's appeal and apparent effectiveness. Pretty powerful. Sensory print creates the subliminal messaging, and it's powerful right now because, you know, consumers don't perceive it as outright marketing messages, and so therefore there's not the same usual resistance to ads and other kinds of promotions. We really don't even know what's happening, but it's real. And this, I think, is a really good photo that elicits, you know, who's thirsty. I mean, I think it works. So first and foremost, we are a full in-house. We can do just about everything. If we can't do it, we know where to go to get it done. And so we're a full in-house commercial printing business service for you. The 2023 calendar, I hope you got one, but if you didn't, no worries, we can get one in your hands. A few ways to do that: reach out to your rep. You can go to our website and use the contact us, or you can reach out directly to me, whatever works, whatever's easiest for you. We'd like you to get a copy of it if you haven't already gotten one. So as we talked about in the video, a really fun and different ad this year is about the charity piece. So at the bottom of every calendar page is a QR code. And so you can go on and scan that and just be part of it. Vote for whatever charity you think we should support that month. And we're having a lot of fun inside coming up with not only the list of charities that we think are valuable and we'd like to contribute to, but then the actual fundraising part, and people are getting really creative, and it's been a fun thing internally to be part of that. So help us, just go ahead and vote. We are a customer service and we use the team approach. We know it takes a team on the inside, and then we also want to team with you and your team to execute on your project. So as promised, here are, well, I should say, an announcement from the United States Postal Service. The timing could not be more perfect. And so they're running a 2023 tactile sensory interactive promotion. It runs from February of this year to July, and they're offering a 5% discount. 5%, that's huge. So we hope that you'll want to take advantage of that. And again, get with us. We can help you understand and how to make that happen. So technology investments, you know what we just talked about a few minutes ago, it's yes, we are investing in technology and software, but also in our people to make sure that we have everybody trained and able to use the equipment to the highest standard. Introducing, and this is a first time announcement, this has not been made yet, but we have just added to our show floor the MGI Jet Varnish 3D Evo press to the production floor. It's being uncrated right now. And we're feeling like this is going to just add to our arsenal of really cool ways to help embellish and add special, unique, and techniques to your project. We're not going to spend a lot of time here because in May, actually, we're going to dedicate that webinar to the MGI team, and they're going to come in and talk about specifically some things that we can do to help you enhance your product. This is just from their website. I just wanted to show you. Here's a piece that has been run through that press. You can tell, I mean, my goodness, it just takes an ordinary piece of paper print to a whole nother level. The intricate lines and detail, I mean, it's amazing. And we're so excited that this press is here. We're getting trained. Next week actually starts for all of us too. And so I think it's going to be pretty popular. If you're interested, I would suggest that you get with your sales rep soon and just start talking about, hey, is there something here for us in our product that we could take advantage of? And so we'd love to share that with you. Let's see, just keep moving. Again, they have a really interesting, I'm not going to steal their thunder, but they gave us some stats on response rate from a mailer that they sent out, like an A/B test. The first pass went 10,000 consumers received just their normal marketing material. 2,500 received the same flyer, but enhanced with some MGI technique to it. They, out of 2,500 people, they saw a 400% increase in response rate. Staggering. So things to remember. You know, we want to make you look like a superstar, right? Appeal in print is real. Consumers will pay higher premiums for your product or service if we get the right techniques included and attached to your brand or product. Don't hold back in being creative. Let us help you and show you how we can help you wow your customer. So up next, we'll have in March, most of you, I think, are familiar with Trish Witkowski with Fold Factory. She is fantastic. I've talked to her a couple of times now. She's so excited to come on and share with everybody. And so that's going to be great. Also, I want to do a special call out to our designer, Jim Lingenfelter, for putting the video together earlier in the webinar. He put a lot of time into that, and he's fantastic to work with. So thank you, Jim, for that. That's really all we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us. Reach out to me again directly if there's anything I can help with, or go straight to your rep. They're more than willing and wanting to share with you. All right. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you again in March. Bye for now.